Welcome to Geekshow Arcade. Yeah.
Hey, everyone.
Da, 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 da. This is Geekshow Arcade, where we talk about video games and video game related things. Let's introduce our panelists, kicking it off with, after he's done coughing, Lando.
Hey, it's me, it's Lando. I'm sick still.
In the last 5 minutes, you haven't gotten better?
Well, for them, it's 2 days.
Oh, that's true. A little peek
Tony,
behind
the magic of don't ruin the magic of the podcast.
A little peek behind the curtain there, huh? Don't get scared. It's okay. It's okay. All right, Owen.
Hey, check me out on Twitter, @TechNowan.
All right, Jaren.
Hi, I'm Jaren. You can follow me on the social media network formerly known as Twitter @Jaren. And we got a host. His name's Tony. He's right there.
Look at that. Good pointing this week, Jaren. Well done.
Thank you.
Check me out on Twitter, X Twitter @QuadTTony, or on the Blue Sky @QuadT, or on Geek Show Podcast. Okay, you know what? Do we have any emails?
Owen.
Okay, stop pointing at each other, you weirdos. Do we have any emails? Don't
Yes,
touch
we
the
do.
tips.
We just touched the tips.
Don't touch tips. Oh,
I liked watching, I gotta say.
not surprised.
That tracks.
Got an email from Argos Spurton. He says, "What's up, my fellow gamers? Argos Spurton here again with an
Hello.
update on Cyberpunk. First of all, thanks for the recommendations on my last email, and I found that the new GPU driver did the trick in resolving my issue on frames per second, and I've been enjoying the game.
Nice.
Your recommendations regarding my CPU sent me down a rabbit hole over the subsequent days and week that led to me finding out my CPU is bottlenecking my GPU.
Told you.
This leads to my question
Jaren
for you
said it
guys today.
wasn't.
No, I don't remember what I said.
I
Don't-
believe
You said
Tony.
you said it was fine. I said
Probably
it's
is.
fine, but it's
When do you
bottlenecking.
decide to upgrade your gaming PC? I'm debating on moving from my current 5600X to a 5800X 3D to buy me some time
So
That's a-
until I have to do a future MOBO/CPU upgrade. Should I do just the CPU now or save some money and take advantage of upcoming sales to snag more current models such as AM5 boards and chips in the future?
So
Thanks
hold
for
on.
the input in advance.
Before you answer this, Tony, we got to put a stipulation on this.
Huh.
Right? Tony and Jaren do
They
not
upgrade
like...
needlessly.
They upgrade needlessly all
How
the time.
dare
So
you.
let's answer this question.
I have a
normal
last
person's point
gen
of view.
CPU guy, all
That's
right?
right. Me too.
But you want that new one, right?
Oh, so bad.
well, yeah.
I came this
surprised you
close a
didn't-
couple months ago.
There you go. That's
So-
point proven.
The new GPU comes out and bam, they have it.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
the GPU
New
is
GPU,
an,
no matter
the
what.
GPU is an exception because lately the advances in performance gen
That's
on gen for the
true.
GPU have been massive.
That's true.
Absolutely
you
huge.
You jumped on the 4090 because of those percentages. I remember you saying it's just probably not going to be that big, and then the 4090 percentages over the 3090 were
massive.
insane.
Huge.
Incredible.
Just
Like,
yeah, just
like 75 to 100%. Or like was it 100% in some games without DLSS? Like it was just
insane.
absolutely massively huge jump. So
Like,
anyway,
I'm
back-
actually CPU bound in 4K because of that GPU.
Yeah,
in
same.
many games.
Same. So back to Argos Sportin, do that 5800X 3D upgrade for sure. It should slot right into your motherboard, and that is going to be a huge upgrade because you're going to add 2 more cores, and those cores will be on the same chiplet, so there won't be any Infinity Fabric lag. And you're going to get the X3D V-cache. So even though it's within the same generation, your uplift is going to be quite large moving to that chip. And you can usually find those for like $300 now, like really affordable.
are
for
they on the and those are on the AM4 chip?
That's
socket?
AM4. Yeah, that's on the AM4 socket. So
If you want to go full crazy, though, and you have some disposable income, the 7800X3D.
oh yeah, that's great too.
Yeah.
So that's where, I mean, Jaren and I both have 5900Xs, but none of the sweet 3D V cache. And so this is where the actual thinking about if I'm going to upgrade or not. And for a CPU, when you do the CPU, you're almost always going to be new RAM, new motherboard, all of that. So it really, in my opinion, has to be worth the uptick in have an uptick in performance that makes it worth the cost. And to me, It's I think the numbers I look for are about 30%. I need a 30% uptick for it to make it worth it. And the 5900 to like the 7900 was like a 15 to 20% uptick. And so I decided, meh. I wasn't
Yeah,
going
the
to worry about it.
7800X3D though is a bit higher than that.
Well, yeah.
Isn't there a new Intel
so
chip coming out too, pushing on that issue? Like, you're gonna get a new go over back to the Intel socket. Isn't there a new?
no, I don't think I will, because AMD just has a much better history of supporting a socket for a longer period of time.
generations.
So you don't have to upgrade the motherboard and the RAM every time if you're have a system that's supported for longer. So yeah, the 7800X3D is a significant upgrade over the 5900X, but the other factor is, since I play in 4K, I'm very rarely CPU bound. It does happen sometimes, but pretty rarely.
Unless you own all the games I bought this year, you're probably not going to be CPU bound.
True as well. Yeah.
Stupid PC releases this year. Got another email from Cody Laboucaine. He says, "Hey guys, Cody Laboucaine here.
Yo.
Just checking in since I haven't talked to you all in a while. I made the decision to delete all my social media to better improve my mental health. It has
That's
done wonders for me.
Nice.
Game-wise, I've been playing through Starfield and Lies of P, both amazing experiences. I'm tempted to try Lies of P.
That's
I
on
miss
Game
you all.
Pass.
Yeah, I know. Tony, I'm going to need a big hug when I decided to bring my depressed butt down to a Geek Show movie event.
Geekshow movie event. What are they, every third? Second?
Those are fun. I've been to one.
No, I can't remember. Third week. Every third Saturday of the month. Oh, is that the end of the email?
Mhm.
Oh. Well, thanks for
Nice.
writing in, Cody.
Got one from Lang Arcade Stirs. There are a number of amazing cosplayers and 3D print icons that I follow on social media. In my house, we have an entire wall dedicated to prints we have gotten from conventions, and now we are looking into getting items that are like props we can make or find online for more decoration. So ask each of you, if you could decorate an area of your home with props/memorabilia from a gaming franchise, which one would it be? No, Owen, you can't do Minecraft. For me, it could be a Mega Man or Overwatch, but my wife will want Star Wars. Also, I have a request. Can we have you all turn your cameras around and show everyone your setup?
Not
What
right
do you
now.
guys
It's way
like?
too messy right now.
I would, but my camera is like hard fastened to my desk.
There's cans over my desk and sunflower seeds.
Oh
and
yeah, same here, dude.
dishes. It's bad news.
It's bad. My laptop camera came on last week for a minute in the pre-show, and I saw Jaron lose whatever respect he had left for me.
Well, I
Vanished.
didn't want to say this, but you
I
have a
know.
small sliver on the right side of
You
your
can
screen.
see that laundry detergent and crap.
Yeah,
I know.
Yep.
I usually do this. You guys can't.
Oh, thank you. That,
Thank you. There you go.
that's much
I know
better.
that was offending you
it
to
was.
see that. So
Jaren's the only one that has a clean desktop right now, I think.
Mine's clean at times.
Mine's
I
not
like it.
terrible right now,
I like
but
a
it's
clean
right now it's
desktop.
bad.
great.
okay,
I'll tell you what.
how many cans are on your desk, Lando, right now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now is all. 6 if you can count that one.
Hey,
Yeah,
same
6.
here.
Why would you not count one?
Oh, 7. There's 7 over there. Well, this one's inside of a koozie.
Yeah, that still counts though. I'll tell you what. Why don't we should all clean up our desks, except for Jaren, it's already clean, and take pictures and post them on the Discord.
Ooh,
of
I'm in.
what our
I mean,
setups
my
look
system's
like.
right there. So just there you
So
go.
that's Owen's way of saying I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I don't want to
will
clean my
for-
desk.
I don't want to clean my desk. I don't want to show you my setup. There it is. Then just a picture, put a fat person behind the keyboard, and there you go.
All right. Was there another question in there?
Yeah, what gaming franchise props/memorabilia would we put on our wall?
Oh.
I mean, I got my Halo one, so
Yeah,
Got my
Halo
Halo
would be a,
That's true.
Halo
The
would be
Halo's
a
good.
one.
Zelda's good. Fallout 4 is probably on the list.
What
Yeah.
about Borderlands, Tony, and all the special editions that you bought with all the swag in there?
I only bought one special edition, actually, Borderlands 3. I didn't buy Tiny Tina's Wonderlands special edition because after buying Borderlands 3 special edition, I realized I don't do anything with it, and it just sits there in a box.
And Cyberpunk.
I did Cyberpunks too. Yeah, couldn't resist.
Zelda would be cool. The sword and shield, maybe some other stuff in there. Zelda's got a lot of cool memorabilia
Yeah.
you could print.
I mean, Borderlands would be a good one though, because it's got a lot of style. So I think it looks cool. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'd probably go. Can we just count Nintendo as a franchise? Nintendo
Sure.
in general.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with
Mario.
that. All the classics: Mario, Metroid, Zelda. That's my answer. I'm sticking to it.
Perfect.
Everyone knows my answer already, so I'm not going to get into it.
Lame.
Uncharted, 100%.
Yeah, Uncharted. Because I would want like a
What, like a map?
office
you have?
with like archaeological finds everywhere. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, thanks for writing in, Lang. Let's
And
see.
Lando is drunk or something. I don't know. He's not answering.
What? I answered. I said Zelda or Fallout 4.
Yeah, he gave
You
answers.
did?
Yeah,
I
he
said
did.
Halo.
I'm the drunk one.
Jaron, you're the drunk one.
I feel
Oh my
drunk.
goodness.
I feel sick.
All right, let's get into some gaming news.
Ugh.
Let's start with
Not the
updates.
gaming news. That's how I feel. Just for.
Oh,
just to be
okay,
clear.
good. Let's start with an update on the Unity situation.
There's more updates.
Yep.
Yes.
Nice.
The CEO is out.
Womp womp.
This is their
Yeah.
sacrificial. This is their sacrificial employee.
Yep.
Pretty good sacrifice too.
Thank
CEO.
goodness. Yeah, the CEO who used to be the CEO of EA back in their dark days.
Yeah.
John
I don't feel
Ri-
bad for this guy getting booed.
Oh.
Yeah, John Ricciatello. It was announced that he resigned as CEO that very day, the day it was announced, and developers are crying aloud in joy. Some of them are saying we still can't trust Unity because the board approved some of these major decisions, and
Yeah.
the CEO reports to the board. So it really depends on who they hire next, and that will speak volumes, I think.
Right. Well,
Well, I hear Jim Ryan's looking for a job. So he was the CEO of Sony that just retired. Sony Entertainment, I mean.
crazy.
That was Jim
Yeah.
Ryan, right? That was his
That
name.
would. Do you feel like that's? Do you feel like that's the power of the customer base of the public, or do you feel like I just he
Here's the
doubled
thing.
down on it, and that means the board doubled down on it.
Yep.
Like,
But when you're him who already has a history of
yeah,
poopy, shady practices
monetization.
with EA,
Yeah. Right.
and then, I mean, perception is reality. And if
Right.
Yep.
everyone perceives your product as chintzy and bad because of the decisions that were just recently made, then it is.
Yep.
I wonder
know?
how many canaries. I wonder how many people blew the whistle and said, "This is going to be so terrible," and they were like, "No, the people just get used to it. You'll see." Reddit just
Yeah.
did theirs. They got away with it. You know,
Which I
You
still
know?
can't believe. Everyone's just quieted down about
Yeah.
Reddit's
Yeah, and
changes.
and
They just
they're
all
like-
gave up.
Yeah, they're like Reddit did it, so we'll get away with
Ugh.
it. And now, I just wonder how
Well-
many people were like, "I told."
The,
'cause
the
this has done
problem with
long-term
the
damage
problem
for
with this
Unity.
is developers have many other choices than Unity.
Yeah,
That's also, yeah, that's a good point.
It's hard to change mid game while you're creating it, but it's not nearly as hard to change when you have a brand new game to make.
right. I see.
Their stock price went down 22% since the pricing announcements.
Wow.
That'll do it.
Even after the walk back, did they recover?
Yeah, even after the walkback.
Ooh.
Their price was nearly at $200 per share at the end of 2021. It's
Was
right
it
now at
really?
right now it's at $30 per share.
Oh,
Ouch.
now that was at the end of
Wow.
2021, so that's
Yeah.
2 years of declines. But on
Does that
The
match up
economy has not gone down that much.
no, yeah, exactly.
The-
so
Does
I
that-
mean,
does
the
that line
rest
up
of the
with when-
market. I mean,
Does
yeah.
that line up with when what's his name became CEO?
no, he's been
Like, has it been a
CEO for
sliding
like
decline?
6 or 7 years.
Oh, okay.
When Unity went public, he was CEO. So it's gone up and it's gone down a lot.
yeah, geez, wow.
It debuted at $52 per share, so it's below its debut price.
All right, well, there you go. Let's continue talking about failures. Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Ooh, the game that Tony loves to bash on.
I do for
I
some
do.
reason, and I don't really know why, except for maybe I'm just a bad person. So
No, because you know that I love Lord of the Rings, and you think I love Gollum because of that, and so you just
No.
want to.
I think it was more because you thought it was going to be good because of your love
I did
of
not
Lord of the
think it was
Rings.
going to be good. I was hoping it was going to be good. There's a
That
big
you-
difference there.
I think you were sure that it was going to be good.
Yeah, I
actually.
remember
was
that.
not.
I remember.
See, 3-1.
The same thing you say whenever there's an Uncharted game or a Star Wars game coming out. You do the same type of thing. You're like, it's gonna be good. It looks so. I'm so excited. And then when it's crap, you're like, I just
Oh
thought it.
crap!
Yeah.
I don't do that.
I don't know.
You want the vein to pop out, and I know
I
it.
think you do.
Why is Gollum getting another
So,
spotlight here?
Yep, Gollum is back. Lord of the Rings Gollum is back in the news for 2 reasons. Well, 3 actually. Kind of. It all kind of culminated recently, though. First off, you remember the apology letter that they announced that, like, I don't know, a week after they released the game, how they were sorry that it was put out in such a state and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming to light that it looks like that was that was an apology letter written by ChatGPT.
Amazing.
And that's the
how
least.
how do they know though?
Awesome.
Let's see. Well, there's another article right here, and it says, according to a new report, the Lord of the Rings Gollum's infamous apology letter is written by AI tool ChatGPT.
Remember, ChatGPT had a tool that you could check that against, and other companies.
Yeah, but
were doing
it
that
was
as well.
inaccurate.
We also found out that was inaccurate. Yeah.
most of the time.
So multiple former Daedalic developers were interviewed for the report.
Oh,
Game 2 adds that the infamous apology wasn't actually written by the team, but by publisher Nacon. So it wasn't even the dev team that did it. The publisher had ChatGPT draft it up and then send it out. So you can't blame
like a birthday card. Everybody just
Amazing.
puts their name on it. They're like,
yeah,
hey,
exactly.
This is
Put your
like
name
for
on,
Phil.
sign it,
This
and pass
is
it
for Phil in
around.
marketing. You want to put your name on it? It's like, yeah, I guess.
Sure.
Who's Phil?
Happy birthday.
Whatever. Yeah, sure. Sign it. There's cake in the break room.
Yep. So there was that. That was the least crazy of the stories recently about it. Second one is the funniest, and the headline is really good. Dang it wasn't on this one though, but the headline I read on another article was, there's not enough people playing Lord of the Rings Gollum to create a fellowship.
That's pretty good.
Because the average user count for that game over the last month per day was 3.2 users playing that game per day on Steam.
Oh.
Wow.
Not 3.2 like K or
just 3.2.
just 3.2.
So 3 of the devs forgot to log out after doing their UAT, like their
Seriously.
testing for the patch.
So yeah, that's where that game's at right now. It's in September. Average player count was 3.2. Now the bad news coming out of it is it looks like there are some pretty disturbing allegations, according to a new report, about how awful Daedalic was treating their employees during the development of this game. Tons of crunch, tons of unpaid overtime, a lot of having interns do long developing hours and making them do that sort of work just way out of their purview.
I guess you get what you pay for.
Yeah, and the game itself was given a really low budget for the amount of marketing and stuff that was trying to push it as a AAA game. It was only budgeted for just shy of $16 million to develop the game.
Isn't a typical AAA like 22 now, right now?
Way more than that. Typical
Like
AAA game now,
hundreds of millions, isn't it?
100 or hundreds
really?
of million.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's way
this
under.
is barely or right around AA game cost. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of games out there that have been made for a lot less than 15.9 million that have been really good, really good games. But the point is they pushed this as, the next big Lord of the Rings game, and well, it wasn't.
It was
So there you go. That's the latest Lord of the Rings Gollum news, and not great. There's a reason Daedalic is been shut down. So
Feel bad for those developers. Ugh.
I do, big time. All right. Let's see. What do you want to talk about next? Owen, you got a story here. It's about Minecraft of all
It's about
things.
Minecraft.
Let's go.
I play 2 games right now, and I really only play one. But I used to play Minecraft.
That's right.
So I think it was last week, or the week before. I don't really remember. I'm losing a bunch of time because I'm not sleeping because of Baldur's Gate 3.
I was wrong in this last
Now
one
we're
too.
talking.
Last week.
Yeah, they changed it. So the three mobs are a crab, an armadillo, and a penguin, right?
Yeah, I said
And-
crab. I said crab, penguin, and seagull.
Yeah. So and every big release they vote for this, right? It's a big mob. They call it the mob vote, and everybody gets it. The thing is, it drums up a lot of social media.
Interactivity.
It does. It brings the community together, and the generation they're sick of it. They don't want it. They're like, hey, this is horrible. You're teasing. Basically the people that don't win the vote would like they don't like it. They
They
don't
get
like
salty.
that they don't like that
Yep.
they don't win. And so they're like, you have these assets that you create and they just get teased and then they never get added to the game and it's just horrible and we don't like it. We want all of them. We want you to commit to adding 3 new mobs every big release and not have us fight it out over one and whatever.
That's funny.
But they want to end, and they also want to end the mob vote. No more mob vote. But I mean, in a marketing world, if James were here, he'd say the mob vote has been amazing for them to keep them relevant. If they do tons of marketing around it. I mean, it's the same thing Mountain Dew does with their new flavors you vote on, right?
Yep.
Like they're not that great all the time. But the vote on them, like competing and like picking your winner.
Well, they don't
you
even
know?
do voting anymore. I don't think they just look at social media and see what people like. Because I haven't seen any voting since what they call that duocracy
Yeah.
or whatever. That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, right, true. Now they just release now they don't vote anymore. They just release, and maybe that's the way. They
Yeah.
just release about 3 new flavors a year anyway, and they're
Yep.
like, the voting thing didn't work. I don't know, but it works really well for marketing, especially for a game as old as Minecraft. Like staying relevant, staying up there, is important for them to keep.
Yeah, and I think part of this too is that the devs for Minecraft put a lot of work into the game, right? They don't just add things willy nilly. I was listening to a podcast about it once where some devs were talking about. And they're like, how do we make this feel like Minecraft? How do we make this do work in the Minecraft way? And so like every big release comes with a ton of new features that all have to be like accounted for, and and they all have to like, how does this thing interact with this thing? And like, there's just so much work to do when you add anything to the game, right? So part of this is like, it would be a ton of work to add all 3 mobs, not just one, right? It would be a ton of work. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for all 3 mobs. I think they're amazing.
Right.
But like from a game developer standpoint, like it's a lot of work.
Right. I think what they're like, well, they believe in this, and historically this is the way it's been. They haven't put the other mobs in, right? So like people that are super into the crab, and the crab doesn't win, they're like, I'll never see the crab.
Well, and the thing about the
There is
mobs
no
this time around,
crab.
they give the player some special abilities.
right.
Right, the crab allows you to place blocks farther away. The penguin increases boat speed, and the armadillo does something with armor. I think. I can't remember.
The armadillo lets you make wolf armor. That's my vote, by the way.
That
What's your
doesn't make
vote,
sense.
Amanda?
Wouldn't it
makes
be
you-
called armadillo armor?
It makes it. I think it's the parts once you once you kill an armadillo or whatever.
I think I'm on
You get
the
to make-
fence between the armadillo and the crab because placing blocks farther away would also be very cool.
It would be, especially for building large structures.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they want it. They want it all. They want all the mobs.
I
They
don't
don't
blame
want
'em.
this. They don't want to have this be a thing anymore.
Well, there's 2 easy answers to this, in my opinion. Well, okay, one of them's not that easy, which would be put all 3 in every time. But you could do it in a way that it's a staged rollout.
Right.
You're voting for which one comes first, which one
Yes.
comes second,
Yeah,
which one comes
that's
third.
I think that yeah.
Or have a 3 mob vote every release, and then whichever one wins gets put in that time, and then next big release, the 2 losers come back and they add another one in, and you vote on those 3, which has 2 from the remaining. So they might be able to
Reduces
get
work, right? Because you've already done a lot of the work for the other 2 losers.
Yeah.
So then every big release, the Minecraft team, I mean,
and there's
it
still a
does-
chance for you to get the one you want just next time.
Yeah,
How often do they do big releases?
Every year,
every year.
Oh,
yeah.
just once a year?
once a
Yeah.
year, they have a big release. Yeah.
Oh, that's not very often.
Yeah, that's why I like the rolled release, like you were talking about. That'd be cool. Like, which one comes first, and then they release
Yeah,
one per quarter, because they do
They
have
could totally do that.
smaller. They do have a bunch of smaller patches and fixes and things throughout the
Mm-hmm.
year. They just
Here's the
the
update
major
that has
update.
the number 2 mob that was
the
voted.
major update comes with new biomes and stuff like that as well.
Oh,
so.
okay. Well, there you go. All right. It's time to talk about Baldur's Gate 3.
Let's go.
Okay. So I've finished
Wake me up in an hour, please.
it. Jaren, you are going to
Yeah, I
love
muted
this
my mic.
because you need to buy this game.
It is.
I will
great.
eventually.
Oh,
I beat it 2 days ago. Nope. Yesterday. I beat it yesterday as of this recording.
it's hard to.
Good for you, Tony.
130.8 hours
Wow.
to complete the game. I think I did all but 2 side quests. And they were side quests that I looked at and I said, I don't like that character, so I'm not going to do that side quest.
Yeah.
And part of it is too, by the time I got to about 120 hours, I'd got to the point where I was like, okay, I want to see what the ending is. And just, finished up the side quests I was actively working on and went to the boss. So final review, what did I give it? A 9.8 before, I think? I'm sticking with a 9.8. There's still some weird bugs.
Yeah. For sure.
And the thing I've noticed the most is as the game goes, and I don't know if it's because the back third of the game has been released a lot shorter time span than the front 2/3 of the game because it was an early access game, or if maybe they have something that doesn't work quite right when you have a game that goes that long and has that much information to contend with all the time as the information builds up from save to save. But either way, by the time I got to the end, there was some fairly noticeable glitches and bugs that didn't ruin the effect by any means, but it just showed it wasn't as polished as like the first and second act. So
It's a shame the game isn't so good that it transcends the technical problems it has.
It's still fun to play.
There's
even
no
through the
game
bugs.
there's no game that does that, Jaron.
Wrong, Elden Ring,
Incorrect.
Boom.
That is false. Nope.
says the
They're
person
wrong.
who's never played it.
Not yet. I'm waiting for it to come down to $30, then I'll pick it up. It's getting close. I saw it on sale the other day for $36. Anyway,
I'll give you $6. How about that?
let's talk after. Nope, it's the principle of it. Has to be 30. All right. So, yeah, 9.8. Just a fantastic game. Once you get over the learning curve, it will take, if you're familiar with Larian games, it'll probably take you an hour to get over the learning curve or less. But if you're not familiar with that kind of gameplay, it's a solid 3 to 5 hour tutorial style mentality to get over that. And there's still, even though I've put 130 hours into the game, there's still stuff that I'm just like, I bet I could probably do that better with my character and be more effective.
Yep.
One of my complaints, and I've read about this several times online, different articles interviewing the devs, the level cap is 12 and you can't go above 12. And I hit 12 halfway through Act 3. So the whole back half of Act 3, I didn't feel like I was like really progressing my character at all because
Right,
I'd
you couldn't
maxed
do
out.
any more. Yeah, you couldn't get any more.
So it was
Did you ever recast your cover character and just go talk to Withers? And
Withers. Yeah, I did it twice just to see what I could do different. One of the first time I did keep it because I'd done a multi class of rogue and sorcerer, and I decided to just go full rogue, and so I got rid of the sorcerer stuff and went full rogue. And then the other one I redid it to see if I could continue leveling if I didn't have everything on one class. So I could have like a level 6 rogue and like a level 8 sorcerer or something, which is higher than 12. But no, it's a hard cap for the character at 12, not the class, which is kind of a bummer.
Does that follow D&D conventions?
So yes, and that's why they have to have it that way. the level cap, but it's not because the level cap is 12 in the D&D 5e rules. It's 20. But the problem is there's aspects of the story that would change significantly if a character got access to spells and things above level 12. So like there's a character that you think is going to die like almost right after you meet them. They have a ticking clock on them, right? But there's a spell, a healing spell above level 12 that canonically in D&D 5e you could cast on them and it would solve the problem, and that would be the end of their storyline. Oh, I'm fixed now. Okay.
Yeah.
No more looming problem for me. So that's why they didn't go above level 12. And then it was also would interfere with the game mechanics quite a bit with the way the power levels up after that, they said. But anyway, yeah. So 130 hours to do almost a 100% run. I probably did 98% of everything you could do in the game, maybe 97. And 9.8, just absolutely phenomenal, fantastic fantasy game.
It branches. It's like play your own adventure. Truly, like,
yeah.
When you dabble in dev work, if you do, like, you understand gates and if-thens and all the different branching things that a choice can do. And when you build in a game, you have to build for those choices, right? And that's why you have 3-5 options typically. But Baldur's Gate lets you build choice upon choice, character upon character, who talks to who. Like, if you use the disguise spell, you get different branches of cinematics. What did we talk about? 190 hours or something of cinematics. Wasn't it something crazy like that? And you probably didn't watch all those.
No, it's not because the game is 190 hours long. It's because there's like 10 versions of the same cinematic with variances in it.
And different voice cues and like all different lines. Like
17,000 permutations of the ending that you can get. I mean, very slight permutations, but still.
Like we talked about before, you and I are playing a very different game.
Oh,
right?
So different.
Like I am robbing and thieving my way through this game.
Through Faerun.
I'm in Act 1 and I have so much gold I don't even know what to do with, because all I do is rob the vendors until they have nothing left. And then
spend
rob
the gold,
and then take their gold. And then I realized I don't need to do that. I'll just steal all their gold and then use that gold to buy the stuff. That way, only have to steal the gold back. And then steal the gold back.
Yeah.
Play through this game. I'm just like, this is pure Owen right
and
here.
That's why and that's why half of your characters have left you.
Yeah, they didn't. I save scummed that.
Oh, you save scummed through that? Good.
I realize there's a thing that if you don't talk to your other members of your party about before you do it, they just bail on you.
Yeah.
And
okay. I know
so
exactly.
So I talked to them like you suggested when we talked, and now they've got the things. They got the brain things. So
there's a review on Steam that says cheaper than heroin with the same crippling effects.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I'm gonna go check my hours right now, see how long I've played, because there's definitely the time that the game thinks you've played.
Yeah.
And the
time
that Steam thinks you've played.
Exactly. My Steam time is 130 hours.
Yeah.
My game save is like 85.
Yeah.
It might be 90.
That's your save scum. That's your save scum deficit.
40 hours of save scum deficit. Yep. Because I never left it running and walked away.
No.
Because, there are times when I play I'd be playing and I'd do a fight or a combination of fights, and that would be like 2 hours to get through it. Mm-hmm. And either I'd die near the end or I'd use all my resources or something by the end of it. And I'm like, I can't do this. I have to fight all of this again because I can't come out like that at the end. And so I do.
Holy cow.
It's still fun though. Like I still enjoy it.
There's this place when you're fighting some goblins where there's a bunch of barrels. Do you remember all the fire barrels, that whole room?
Yes.
I stole every single one of those. And I took them and I went out and fought the goblins that attack the cove. And I was like, okay, I see where they're all going to come up now. I see where they're going to appear.
Barrel,
and I went and put barrels and I just fired one arrow.
Yep.
And it just carpet blasted the entire. I killed a character that you can recruit to your party. Like
Minthra? Did you kill Minthra?
Killed her good. Blew her to pieces.
So here's the crazy thing. I read an article yesterday
Says
that
you
was
can get her without being bad.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is a terrible, terrible character. 100% dark side. And the only way you can recruit her is if you're dark side too. But there is a way to do it so that you can recruit her and still be a good guy. And that's how crazy. That's how crazy this game is. Like,
Yeah.
And it's even done in a way that Larian was like, we didn't even know you could do that.
Wow.
Wow, this guy. Look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
So anyway, yeah, I could gush about Baldur's Gate forever, but let's move along. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Owen, what are your thoughts on it for the time you've played?
You know, I haven't gotten into a game for a long time. Like, I haven't played through an RPG for a long time. I just go waste some time on Halo shooting people, like whatever. That's my gaming. I have totally fallen in on this game, all in. Like, 9.8 is right on par for me. There's some things where I'm like, you can tell that they, like, I don't know if it's the AI trying to figure out, but like sometimes when I cast invisibility, the boss can tell I'm there, but it doesn't know how to get me. And so it sits there thinking through all these different, like, how do I can see him, but the rules say I can't attack him.
Right.
And so you'll sit there and like wait for it to choose, sometimes
Wait for
like
its
30,
turn.
40 seconds. Like, and then
I did see that a couple times.
Yeah. And so like, there's some stuff like that you're like, but all in all for me, I don't know if I'm a good metric because I'm kind of getting back into it. And so I don't play as much, but for me, I love the game. It's so much fun.
Yep.
Like, especially all the choices, all the different branching things that you can do. It does give me a little anxiety. Like, did I do that the way that Jaren would? Like, you know, like what would Jaren
in a good
do?
way, right?
No, that
Absolutely.
would worry me too.
In a stressful way, but in a perfectionist way.
So that's why
when Jaren plays this, is he going to mock me? Because I've given him a lot of crap about the teddy bear and
the guitar
the guitar, and I can't afford that emotionally. So
well, and that was I know I am 100% positive that I'm going to play through this again at least one more time and play as like a magic
class.
user character or something. And that was another reason why I skipped those last two side quests, because I was just like, I'll just do them on my next playthrough. You know, I've put enough time into this playthrough. It's time to finish it up. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, so good. All right, Jaren, tell us about the new PS5 Slim.
It's like a PS5 but slim.
This came out of nowhere today.
Yeah. So it's still huge.
Yep.
It's a bit smaller than the PS5, which is like the biggest console ever. They reduced volume by more than 30% and reduced weight by 24%.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. But again, when it's the biggest console ever, it's still
now it's
big.
normal size.
Yeah.
They should call it PS5 normal, not PS5 slim.
Yeah.
Normal.
So similar to last time, there's an all digital version and then a version with a disk drive. But the thing about the disk drive is you can remove it. So you can buy the digital edition, spend $80, and add on the disk drive if you want. That's actually pretty cool from like a preservation perspective, because if your disk drive breaks, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, it'd be a lot easier to repair that compared to a standard console. So the digital version starts at $450, which is a $50 increase over the original digital version, which is kind of odd.
Not great.
Yeah. Well, raising prices, I guess, so maybe not odd. But
no, it is odd because usually as a console gets older, the prices come down.
Yeah, usually. Not with the Quest 2, though, if you remember that.
Yep.
So this makes Xbox, the Series S, a little bit more alluring compared to the PlayStation 5 digital. So $450 for the digital, $500 for the included disk drive. But like I said earlier, you can spend $450, then add the $70 disk drive, which is a bit more overall later down the road. Other than that, though, it's just a standard PS5.
Yeah, just get the disk drive one. Spend the $50 up front. Get the disk drive one. It's better if you ask me. The other thing that they did add too is instead of 825 gigabytes of internal SSD storage, it is now a full 1 terabyte.
You can add one more AAA game.
That's right. Still uses NVMe's to upgrade your storage for the secondary drive, which is great. So, yeah, kind of cool. Kind of out of left field, but good to see.
Yeah, and this definitely isn't anything that with those that already have a PS5 that they should upgrade.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Don't even worry about it.
Yep.
All right. Activision Blizzard. The purchase of that is looks like it's
Close.
coming to a close in the next couple weeks here, and people are already bugging them. Hey, when are we going to see Modern Warfare 3 and Diablo 4 and these games on Game Pass? And Activision Blizzard actually released something about it on X or Twitter, and basically said, don't hold your breath for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 or Diablo 4. Not going to happen this year at the for sure, but maybe some other games.
Yeah, just think of the money they can see printing though.
Yep.
I'm sorry, we can't this year. We're installing our money printing
Yep.
printers.
And
so
I would be surprised if Call of Duty is, I don't know, that would break from tradition though. So, because currently any first party game comes to Game Pass on day one. And that's kind of been one of the big selling points of Game Pass. But I could see them making an exception for Call of Duty every year and putting like a 3-month lag time or something on it so that they could sell more copies of the game, print their money basically. And then once they've sold it to all the people they know that are going to be early adopters for it, they could put it on Game Pass. But that's just me speculating.
Maybe they'll
don't
just
have
make an
anything
early
to-
access tier on Game Pass that you can do.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like a Call of Duty add-on tier or something, for an extra $2 a month, get all the Call of Duty games or
They'll
something.
call it Xbox Premium, Ultimate Premium, or Ultimate
Something like
X.
that.
They'll put a letter on there.
Yep. So there you go. Don't hold your breath for those games, but we might be seeing some other less new or less money-making games on this year after the close.
Did the FTC challenge them again recently and lost? I thought they did.
So they did, but it wasn't in a way that would. It was either not in a way that would impede the close, or it wouldn't happen before the date for them to close would happen. So basically, whatever it was, I can't remember exactly what it was. It wouldn't affect them enough to stop them from closing on the deal
It's
when they have
maybe a
it planned.
post-mortem thing where like, okay, if this does go through, you got to check this or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
FTC,
Speaking-
just give it up.
Speaking of Diablo 4, though, it is coming to another platform.
Steam on October 17th, which
Nice.
is 1 week from now, as of this recording. I hope this is the beginning of the end of BattleNet.
That
We
would be
see.
good.
Right.
Yeah, because when Microsoft bought Bethesda, they killed the Bethesda launcher, which was
That was a
horrible.
mercy killing.
It
Oh
was.
man,
Yeah.
They old
That
yellered
was-
that.
the Bethesda launcher was such garbage, just
It was.
trash.
It was.
BattleNet's not that bad. It's just
No.
annoying.
BattleNet at least works.
Yeah, from
whereas
a
the Bethesda
functional-
launcher doesn't.
Yeah, from a functionality perspective, BattleNet's fine, but it's only got like 8 games on it. Just
Yeah.
put the
yeah.
games on Steam.
I
Is
don't mind.
StarCraft 2 on
I don't
Steam
mind.
already?
I don't think
don't
so.
Yeah, it's still in BattleNet.
Yeah,
I don't mind other stores, like of course GOG, Epic. That I think that's fine. But for publishers to have their own store that only has their own games, horrible.
Yep, I feel the
just
same.
hate those.
same way about Rockstar's game launcher. It's stupid. Just
Poopy.
Yep. If you're gonna have a store, have other stuff on it too. But anyway, there you go. And last but not least, we have Jaron taking a peek at. Well, I guess not really taking a peek. He found an article
Yeah,
on
I
a
did.
cool-looking third-party controller.
You know how third-party controllers back in the day were always just trash.
Third-party controller.
You would always give your friend the crappy controller when they came
Mad
over.
Cats. Your friends always got the Mad Cats.
That's right.
Yep. Nowadays, the third-party controllers are like usually the good ones, like especially with 8-Bit Do, and
Well,
others.
Certain companies of
Yeah,
third-party
yeah.
controllers do a really good job.
Of course, there's still crappy ones out there,
Yeah.
but this one from GameSir looks particularly interesting to me because it's cheap. For one, it starts at $40 for the standard model and then $50 for their pro model. But it has Hall effect triggers and Hall effect joysticks.
Nice.
And these are the sensors that don't wear down over time. So essentially, this could be your one and only controller for as long as you want to keep it without worry of it breaking down. So the Cyclone Pro, which is the one I would get for $50, it has Xbox style layout, whereas the $40 version is Nintendo style layout. But the Pro version comes with a dongle. It also connects over Bluetooth, as well as over USB-C. But the Pro version also has more vibration sensors in it. Has it in the joysticks, similar to an Xbox controller, as well as the gamepad. But Hall effect sensors are usually more accurate. They don't wear down, and for $50, that's a good price. I've never heard of.
You should buy this and review it, man.
Agreed.
I'll do it.
Maybe.
Owen's gonna do it.
I've never heard of GameSir, so I mean, who knows? But
When's
the
it-
specs are good.
When's
They're
it
on
coming
Amazon
out?
now, I think. It says they're on Amazon now.
Yeah, they're on Amazon right now.
Okay, you can review it this quarter. I'll send you the monies.
I do it right now.
Cool. All right. Well, there you go. Upcoming review for that. And I almost put this on the notes, but I decided not to. Sony, well, maybe I'll talk about it next week. Sony has sent out stuff for reviewers to preview those Sony gaming earbuds. Oh, man. They look tantalizing. Anyway.
Really?
Yes,
Of course.
really. Yes. All right. Let's see. Before we end, let's have a big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers. If you donate $6 a month or more, you get a shout out on the episode. Jaron has that for us right now.
Thanks to David Broshinsky, Connor Keesaw, and Woofable Tony, our tech daddies. James's Gameses, Andy Bird, Be the 8-Year-Old, Travis Johnson, check out the new Baldur's Gate 3 custom tech stickers on Pieman Graphics on Etsy. Jeremy, No Name No Color, Keslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, Nathan Motzkus, Matt Nelson. Y'all should check out Hendrix Craftsman on Insta and TikTok. Me, Speechless Like a Japanese Video Game, ... Josh D, Dick Messerly, Adam, Aaron Faulkner, Stuart Lloyd, Joe, I Can Make Jaron Say Anything for $6, Ryan M, and Adam Hecht.
All right. Thank you so much, Patreon backers. That's it. Thanks for downloading us, watching us on YouTube, streaming us, whatever you had to do to listen or see us. We appreciate that. And until next week, Owen, take us out.
Hey, we hope you care.